Today I want to share with you 5 carpeting plants that you can use in your low-tech or no CO2 aquascapes. So I get a lot of questions on Instagram from people who do not have CO2 and they would like to get some plant suggestions. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So nowadays I use CO2 in basically all my aquariums, but it wasn't always like that. When I first got into this hobby, I think about 5 years ago now, I didn't have money for a CO2 system and I didn't know anything about DIY CO2. So my first few aquascapes, they were non-CO2 or low-tech, as you can call it. So today we're going to look at some carpeting plants that I used in my non-CO2 aquascapes. So this here is a picture of one of my first aquascapes. It's a nanocube from Sterile, holds about 20 liters. And in this aquarium I used Monte Carlo as a carpet. I think Monte Carlo is one of the easiest plants to use and great for non-CO2 aquascapes as well. Of course it will grow slower when you don't use CO2. Yeah, this was just a simple low-tech aquascape. I think it took about 3 months to get this, so it does take quite some time. If you want to grow a carpet in a non-CO2 aquascape with Monte Carlo, I really suggest that you divide the pots into really small portions. So many times I see people, they buy a pot and then they split it into halves, or they split it into fours and then they plant it. And then yeah, it takes ages to grow a full carpet. But if you buy just a regular pot of Monte Carlo, you can easily divide it into 8 to 10 portions. And then you get a lot more spread in a lot less time. Alright, number 2 on the list is Marshallia hirsuta. This is a great carpeting plant and it's excellent for non-CO2 as well. It comes from Australia and I have a picture here from a scape that I did in 2015. And this picture here was made on 28th of December 2015. And the next picture, this is 2016 and 24th of April. So it's it's a good 4 months, and as you can see, the carpet is like solid. So as you can see, without CO2 it does take a lot longer to get a full carpet, but I think the result is definitely worth the wait. So this setup was sort of similar to the 20-liter nanocube, the same substrate, and it was different light. This wasn't even LED light. These were PL lights, also from Sterile. So yeah, I think in total on this 30-liter cube we had about 22 watt of PL lights. I think you could call it that was medium lighting. Alright, number 3 on the list is Crypt Parva. I think this is a well-known crypt. It's basically the smallest cryptocoryne out there. If you want to have a carpet of this in a non-CO2 aquascape, it's definitely possible, but it will require a lot of patience. And I think overall crypts are already slow growers, but Crypt Parva is like on another level slow. So it's definitely possible, but yeah, either you need to start up with a lot of Crypt Parva from the beginning, or you just need to have a lot of patience. But it's definitely possible. Okay, number 4 on the list is staurogyne repens, or repens, or whatever you want to call it. Some people would say that this is more of a mid-ground plant, but I've used it in the foreground as well as a carpet, and I think it looks great. You can easily keep it short if you trim it often, and yeah, if you have a non-CO2 aquascape, it doesn't even grow that fast, so you wouldn't even have to trim it that often. It's a beautiful plant, and I had it in a non-CO2 aquascape and it grew just fine, and it's a great place for baby shrimp to hide as well. Okay, the last plant on this list is Helenite Tunnel. I've never grown this without CO2. I've never tried growing this without CO2, but I know that it is possible. It's a very easy plant to grow. It grows very fast. I think that this is a carpeting plant best suited for a little bit bigger aquascapes, because it can grow a little bit taller, like I think 10 centimeters, something like that. So maybe not the best pick for nano aquascapes, but if you have a bigger tank, then this is an easy carpeting plant. So yeah guys, 5 carpeting plants for no CO2 aquascapes. I think there's definitely more than 5. These are just the most common and my personal favorites. If you want to grow a carpet without CO2, I do recommend that you have some good quality light and good quality fertilizers. If you're not using CO2 because you think it's too expensive, I have a great video about DIY CO2. I'll leave a link in the top of the screen. Guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye. I do recommend that you have some good quality light, good quality substrate, and good quality, everything good quality.